Hey everybody, this is Instructor E. We're going to continue. I'm going to show you how to set up for the hands-on project. Now, it's not hands-on project 1-1. Again, to get to this hands-on project, you can click on Unit 1 of your book. And that's why ebooks are so great because you can just have that on the same screen. Come over here, and once you have that, you can go to your hands-on projects here, and in your hands-on projects, this is the one that we're doing. We're doing project 1-2. We made a folder in the other video for that, and we have to make sure that we download it. So if we go here to our project for week 2, project 1-2, you see I have that, and I have that zip here. So what I want to make sure to do is I want to make sure that this is not a zip folder, and it's not a zipped file. So we got to make sure that this is the actual image that you're going to use for this project to ingest it in. And you can go through the steps here. I'm not going to go through all these steps here. I'm going to come back with the ingested image for you all just to kind of help out a little bit. One thing that I wanted to note is that the actual folder that you have the image in, you might want to change the name of that to image instead of putting project 1-02. But just put a hyphen image on it. So that way everything aligns with the steps of project underscore 1-2. Um, so that's something that you might want to do um, in dealing with your exercises. Greetings, everybody. So I was going to just let you go through these steps here. Um, and I'm not going to run through all the exact steps on how to do just the first part of setting up the autopsy, but there are some things I wanted to show you about data sources and ingesting the material into Autopsy. So I'm going to make Autopsy full screen here. And I'm just going to point out a couple things for you that I think you need to be aware of whenever you add in your data source. So you're going to add your data source. Um, you're fine on just leaving generate new host name based on project name. Um, you want to make sure that you have disk or VM file for this. You also want to ensure that you are pointing at your actual image. So this is just pointing at the folder. I want to hit browse, and I want to hit my actual image here um, that I downloaded during the other step that I was showing you. So I'm going to open that one. I'm going to leave it on New York and auto detect. Um, we'll talk about hash values later on. We're not going to worry about that right now. Here, this is the key screen. So in your steps, it tells you to select all, correct? Then you unclick Central Repository here. Now, another thing that you want to look at is the Cyber Triage malware scanner. I don't think is included with this package, and it'll cause an error. I actually ingested it, it caused that error on there. So one of the things I want to do is you want to click that off as well for this. Um, in your keyword search, uh, these are not usually checked. I usually go ahead and check phone numbers, IP addresses, email addresses, URLs, credit card numbers. Make sure all that is checked as well as enable optical character recognition. This is if you have PDFs or Word docs. It'll actually recognize the text within that, and also adding the text to the Solar Index. Um, Make sure everything else is checked other than, like I said, the central repository, because you're not doing a central repository, and a cyber triage malware scanner. So we're going to hit next on that, and it should ingest and not give us any errors. Okay. Now, just because it says it's finished, keep in mind that it's still running down here. You see it's still running down there. We'll hit finished. and it just finished analyzing those the artifacts from here. But you can see if you look around that there's images, videos, it'll parse out all of that good information, documents. Um, Found a couple of documents, deleted files. There's some file system artifacts, as well as we can look at all of the artifacts here. Now, one of the things it tells you to search for is, let me go back so I could pull the instructions up uh, in here. Is it says, we'll get down to it. Um, add source. Just looking for that. Um, it tells you to search for in the search for pane viewer, um, a name tab name keyword search one, confidential opens. Click each file to view its contents. That should be here. If that doesn't come up, you can actually go and you can do a keyword search. Um, and we could type in the word confidential. Now, if we just do an exact match and hit search, we can get that confidential trade. And it shows us in those documents where the word confidential. If this is not working, another way that I'll search is I will use substring match and search that way. And the reason why it's coming up search 3 and search 4 for me is because um, I've already ingested this one time where I showed you the error message. And so it's continuing the numbering 3, 4. If I did another keyword search, 5, 6. The difference between a keyword search and a exact match search and a substring match is that a substring match will look for those characters, whether they're capital, small, big. Sometimes it'll do partial. Um, if I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but of course we have instructions here that shows us that. So those are some of the things that I wanted to point out to you all real quick regarding the Autopsy software. If you're having any trouble, um, if it's not pulling up the keyword search, you can actually manually do the keyword search. So, and as you see, we have a bunch of different documents here. So, and these are the locations on which this is located on this document. So I'll let you all get to it. I just want to share a little bit with you all on maybe some of the issues you may be having. Of course, this is for deleted files. These are our artifacts. This is the metadata um, pertaining to each one. And I'll release a video because I don't want to get too deep into this and you all need to complete your assignments. So I won't get too deep into what all this is. Just want to help you out with your assignments on this video. But after we complete the assignments, I'll take a closer look at this download and I'll show you how I would approach if I was investigating this data and I didn't know what I was looking for. Okay. Well, you all enjoy and keep on digging through the data.